Rachel, for a past life read. This feels like it's going to be filling in details more. We're going to go to the Wise Spirit deck. I want information about you, past life about you. Okay, this is very highly saying that you were definitely into music, definitely carried a lot with you as far as the happiness in your heart and the music you actually had. This is showing the fiddler, the soothsayer, and the web of fate is what they're calling here. Now, the fiddler, in some decks, it would literally be, they might consider this like thinking of Devil Went Down to Georgia and Johnny and the Fiddle, that kind of reference. This feels like you actually were somebody that played the music. People would come to you. You would be a lyricist at that point. And this is Dancing with the Web of Life. You were very, very much somebody that would be, what do they call that? A minstrel, a traveling musician of a sort. I did not expect to see that, but that's what it was. Awakening Spirit, Peacekeeper, and Full Bloom. Now this is transformation coming up here, and the Peacekeeper's coming through here. I think as you traveled, you got stories and tales, and people would come talk to you, tell you different things going on with their world. You would use some of this in your music, like whether it's a romance or, you know, a sad tale of something or other. You would use it. You would put it in your music and put it in your tales. For the most part, I think people felt honored from that, but once in a while you got a snag. Why am I feeling like there's a snag? Okay, that was a quick thud.
And she had put, I was a bard, also vibes.
Yeah, yeah. Tools, this is referencing the instruments. 6 of water, this is 6 of cups. This is instruments that you would use to sing songs of childhood and happy delight, that kind of thing. Like, you would be just as likely to write something that we would consider like a jingle, or they might consider just like a jig, a little tiny tune. You would do that just as easy as you would like something big, big, big. And we're getting a flash forward here. We have the wise woman, the dream weaver. This is like what you did more for your youth. This is as you got older. You did live for a good amount of time. You have a spirit of purity, ace of air, egg, and a spiral dance. There's something here about the grandchild energy. Not sure what's up with that. This is the grandchild energy. This is something, you, grandchild. Spiral dance, all right, very circle of life, whatever. I wonder if the gift skipped, like gifts sometimes do, they'll skip a generation and they go through. Or for some reason you have the grandchild and you're in this position where you're mother more than grandmother to this one. I don't know what happens with the daughter. All right, let's fill in the lines here, see what's going on. First, the grandchild comes up. Let's see about that. Okay, I'm getting that there's healing waters, there's healing necessary. Breech birth is what I'm getting. That's a really weird one, but that's what I'm getting. Grandchild, breech birth, presented, very, very tangled up, created a lot of havoc in the delivery. The offering, the substance offered in a big, big way, big offer. I think that your daughter did lose her life because of this child, because of the birth here. There's breech birth, lots of bleeding. It seems like there would be like hemorrhaging, something like that. And the offer was there. You would take care of this kid, no problem. You knew about this. Something stolen from you and something given at the same time. This is a gift of love that's huge, but a thief comes. I don't think she died on immediately right then. I think she had troubles for a while afterwards. It's not like the baby was delivered and within moments the mom is gone. There was a little bit more moments. There was a little bit of a connection and a little bit of, I don't know if they call it a handover or a pass off or whatever, but the agreement between you two was very, very clear. She knew that, you know, she had gotten here. There was a saying goodbye. There was something that's grounded. Something about an old way of doing, an old energy that she did not like that came through from the parents, from the parental units. I don't know if her father was around very much. Seems like you were more of a free-spirited type and her father might not have been on scene, but there's something that's an old way of doing in the more masculine way. I don't know if it was the patriarchy of the time or what, but she wasn't loving that. I think she mostly was wanting shelter, kind of in love with love first time out, that kind of thing. I think she had her heart broken. I think you lived more freely and would do what you wanted to do and be like a wild thing. But when she tried to be wild, she wanted more security, wanted more of the traditional stuff. Trying to hold firm to something that she wasn't able to. She tried to hold firm to something that she wasn't able to because she wasn't slated to be able to. There was events, there was contracts, there was things that were supposed to be how they played out. There's grieving, sorrow, and sadness here about something that didn't play out there for her. This is your daughter's shit here. Grieving, sorrow, and sadness about the relationship that didn't play out too well. If it had played out, it doesn't mean she wouldn't have necessarily had the same trouble with the childbirth. All right. There was something about fearfulness of strong, towering, oppressive energy. And then here's this Six of Cups coming through, the child energy, the sweet gift again. She was just on a different schedule, completely. Here I'm getting the fates spinning things, looking at timetables, looking at how to make this work out. How does this work out for this? It's like the fates step in and switch the roles so that the daughter moves on and dies before the mother, and then the mother-grandmother, your daughter dies before you do. You raise this one as the mother. The fates stepped in to switch those roles intentionally. Intentionally. A little bit of heartache. The ship crashing on the waters here isn't to do with the literal ship. It's just to do with how bereft that you felt after this all had transpired. It's taking care of something, owning it, having the ability to lead strongly, know what needs to be done, take hold of what it is that needs to happen. So there's you, the daughter's story, the granddaughter. Anything else?
Wow, this is so interesting. Weirdly enough, I was writing a book about a mother who lost her daughter.
Wow. Yeah, pay attention.
During childbirth. Weird.
Really? Wow. Okay. See if there's anything else you need to know. Star comes out again. Seven of Wands. This is the holding of boundaries. This is being really defined about what you need to do. Seven of Pentacles, evaluating and taking the fruit from the harvest, knowing what needs to be done. This one, probably watched this one like a hawk. Six of Swords. There was much traveling going on. This is generally the card of leaving the rough waters for smooth and going to a different situation. It's more than that. It's not just going to a singular different shore. It's a card of travel. It's like you were on the wind a lot. You traveled a lot. The Star's here and the Lovers are here.
Maybe it's a sign to go back to that story.
Could be. Could be. The Star's here and the healing that happened, whatever it was that was the bigger challenge, got healed eventually. The Lovers comes, and it seems like towards the end you may have settled down. This woman may have settled down and gotten to that place where the devotion and the commitment of life finally lets her get to a resting spot where she can enjoy being in one place for more than a little minute. Yeah. Yeah, you finished the wild travels. You were like the epic adventurer. This woman adventured and traveled more than most women would at the time. She really did. She really was adventure seeker, fun, learning. Finally, towards the end, she crosses through, and this isn't crossing over. This is crosses through this stage where the grass is always greener, where she's traveling, and she does settle down. She does get grounded and rooted, very, very firmly rooted in her older years. This is what that looked like. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know that she went full circle back to where she came from and started from. I think she landed somewhere in her travels, revisited there, and that's where she landed.
What time period are you feeling?
I'm not sure. Maybe like 12 to 1400, could be a little bit earlier than that. Earlier than that. Maybe 11 to 12. I wouldn't think it was closer than 14 or 13 at all. I'm getting the 1100s is what I'm getting. What do you want?
No.
You want to show anything?
No. Just word like that one. If that's the reason why you're getting that.
I'm getting the 1100s, and I don't know why. Time doesn't come through and just straight up the numbers off the cards or straight up the seasons. There's a lot of contradicting ways that people go about reading time. So I tend to read it just as this is what my gut is giving me. That's what I'm feeling. Feeling more like it's 1100s. That's the earliest. Don't know what all that is about any more than that, but yeah. Yeah, that's what I've got for you. Wow. Holy moly. That's different. Usually when I'm doing a reading and it's a past life, we'll get into a little bit of like the family history or what's going on, but often there's this romance that takes over and takes front and center focus or things like that. In this case, it didn't. In this case, it was the ancestry line, the female line that was the more prominent in the story. That's what I got. Good luck. Wow. Have fun with writing that story. I'd pick it up again and see what comes. I really would. Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's a different one altogether.
And Rachel said, that's so awesome. Thanks.
You are welcome.